Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the West Coast, and welcome to, well, why am I saying welcome twice? No, there's only one welcome needed. Today, we're going to be doing some muck spreading. Got the John Deere, we got a Marshall, what is it, MS-105 muck spreader. We got the little Massey over there ready to load this thing up, because I don't think we need that. You know, silly, huge telehandler levels, well, not huge, but telehandler levels of muck being put in here. And without further ado, let's get going. Now, some of you who've been watching for a while will know that I have a habit of not exactly doing manure legit. By that I mean, I have an edit of a mod or two that just generate manure. That's their entire point. I didn't use them. All the manure you saw down in the little meadow over there is legitimate. It was from the two fields, from the cows and the pigs. That's all the manure from them. So they're completely empty, and hopefully, fingers crossed, that might just be enough manure to do this one field. If it's not, that's fine. We can start using slurry and start tanking slurry down here as well. But best case scenario, it's going to be enough to just do just the one field of manure would be nice, because that's then a field that is done for free. We can of course still use the digestate from the BGA and do all that kind of stuff, but baby steps. This is free fertilizer right here. We've already got one field fertilized. Actually, we got paid for that fertilizer because it's from the BGA digestate. This one is pretty much it's pretty much free because it's from cows and pigs, which is always a good way to go, in my mind, for manure and slurry, or for fertilizing. Because I mean, you've got the animals anyway usually, because they're nice steady income, especially the cows. So why not use the kind of what would normally be waste, the byproducts, the manure? Why not use the manure? Why not use the slurry? Why not use that kind of stuff to just get your fields up to higher yields? Because it only works in your favor. I should also mention that if you're watching Wednesday's video, I was having issues with malware bytes shouting at me constantly. I have dealt with those issues. I decided to just update malware bytes instead of uninstalling it. As much as it annoys me, it is a reasonably useful program. And next time it starts shouting at me, I'll just install it straight away instead of ignoring it for the better part of a week, because I've kind of been doing that. Hopefully, fingers crossed, there won't be any pop-ups during this. Of random programs that have decided they're out of date and need installing right now, or else will just keep coming up and popping up constantly. This is the Massey Ferguson 675. I could use the telehandler to do this. I could probably use a different tractor. I kind of felt like the Massey was the right size, because number one, it's red. Number two, it's quite small. I was going to use the major manure spreader, the major muck spreader, but it looked too small. And I do have the 2.5 ton weight on the back of the Massey, so it's a bit light on the front wheels, but it's a lot better being light on the front wheels than light on the back wheels and kind of threatening to tip over constantly. A Massey that does wheelies is a lot better than a Massey that's stuck on its nose, essentially. So how I got the manure down here, for those of you who might be wondering, is I pretty much loaded it into the Smith Supercube and just kind of toddled off down here with the Smith Supercube on the back of the fast track. That's our second load ready to go. Pretty much 8,000 litres of manure a time being moved. If you hear like a scratching noise, it's probably that I'm drinking some tea, because I got a nice warm cup of tea here. I've had some cake as well. So I do have tea and cake again, because I am fat, and of course I need to feed my fatness. And on that note, more tea. Ah, delicious. Alright, where did I finish off? I finished off over here, didn't I? Because I think I saw 2 corners. Yep. This is the downside of the way manure works now. It's quite difficult to see where you finished. There you go. Might be a map specific thing. I still haven't installed the texture pack. I need to do that hopefully tonight. I do have a few things that I'd like to get done tonight, including some mapping. Although it's going to very heavily depend on how well I do with recording. Or, well, editing and rendering. Because rendering's been slowing down quite significantly lately. It's gone from like a half hour to render a video to anything up to an hour. Or an hour and a half now. But hopefully I fixed that issue. Because if I haven't, I'm completely clueless and I'll probably end up being very angry at my rendering program for a while. So this is gonna, yeah, this is maybe a bit big of a field to be doing with this little muck spreader I've just realised. But because I'm an idiot and don't know when to give up, I'm gonna keep going. And just screw realism, I'm gonna cut straight through the middle here and just go straight up here. Like this, because reasons of because. I know in reality you'd probably do 2 or 3 headlands, but do you know what? Because I can drive through the hedges and stuff, I'm not too unhappy just kind of cutting the field in half and working from there. Now granted, I will be, this is nowhere near half, but it'll do. Now the reason that I'm doing this is because, seeing as this is a side offset trailer, it's actually beneficial to have a kind of a central thingy, and then you can use that, or at least I do, as a line for where you want to go next. And that's the spreader empty, so we'll need to go and fill it up again. Not many people do manure videos, I've noticed. So hopefully you guys will appreciate this and not complain, because it's, you know, it's not the fastest job in the world. But in real life it's a lot slower, so you know, Farm Sim does win out on some arcade versus realism things quite easily. And the arcadeness of the Farm Sim manure spreading definitely kind of wins out over realism of driving at 3 or 4 kilometers an hour and hoping that you're getting a good spread and then ploughing it under, because I can just cultivate it in very quickly and very easily and still, I think, get a bonus. Although I am tempted to just run a plough over it anyway, because it's still kind of a bonus level of fertilization. And I'm really beginning to wonder if there's enough manure for this field. Now if there's not, it's not a big deal. Like I said, there's tons of slurry and digestate and whatnot dotted around the map. It's just kind of an inconvenience if I do run out of manure, because I don't actually think I do anyway. I don't think I've got my manure generator installed. Oh, I do. I've tweaked the Fleagle Power Pro to be hilariously cheaty and just generate manure for me for when I want to do manure videos, but don't have enough manure to manure. Well, this is all from the cows and pigs, so I'm kind of impressed at how much they've generated in a relatively short period of time. I mean, this is only episode 20. Usually by episode 20 we're nowhere near ready for manure legitimately. Spoiler alert. You know, if I am doing manure, it's usually that I've cheated it in. This is 21 actually, isn't it? The last episode was 20, because I've just exported the audio for that and got confused. Whoops. So, just gonna go over something real quick. It's a mini announcement that I did make already, but I just want to make sure that as many people as possible know about this. The plan moving forward, I did a little poll on Discord that was completely unofficial and kind of just backing up what I wanted to hear, effectively. Although people could have gone against me and I would have done what they wanted. I asked on Discord if people wanted more half-hour videos, like daily half-hour videos, that were kind of chaotic and, you know, the way things are done now, or if they wanted videos a bit less often, so every second day, but done to a higher standard with editing and whatnot, hopefully, because I can do a lot more if I've got a few ideas of what I can do, but I don't have the time to do it. But if I had less pressure to make videos every single day and to have, you know, a massive bulk recording session for all the week's videos on a Monday, I could work on it, on the videos whenever I needed to or wanted to. It would make things a lot easier. People did say to me that every second day might be better, and it won't affect streams or anything. It'll literally just be videos. So starting on Monday, the schedule for farm sim videos at the very least, I might do extra videos in between, but farm sim videos for sure is going to be Monday, Wednesday, Friday and Sunday, so every second day. And of course you get 2 in a row, Sunday and Monday, because hey, why not? Monday sucks, so you might as well get something out of it. And the plan is that they'll be edited to have like time lapses in the middle of them and skipping boring bits, and you know, hopefully 1 or 2 jobs per video instead of just like I'm not gonna have time to do this entire field today. Like, I'm 15 minutes in almost, and we've got a tiny strip of the field actually done. We're just not gonna have time. But if I was able to edit the video, well, I'd be cutting to a time lapse right about now and saying, okay, I'll be back when I'm a lot closer to being done. Maybe, you know, zipping through the video, maybe doing some cool creative crap, I don't know, cinematic stuff and whatnot to make it look really cool, and then towards the end of the video, or when I run out of manure, which is more likely on this field, I can say, well, I'm back and we're almost out of manure, so I'm going to swap over to slurrying, because I do want to get the field done today and start a new time-lapse of slurry and cinematics and whatnot. In fact, the slurry would be a lot easier to cinematic because courseplay is a thing. And I think there are a few loops I could use to have multiple of the same tanker going around. It probably wouldn't be the Abbey, it would probably be the... oddly enough, the small little Marshall would be really nice if I was having multiple tractors doing it. Which sounds really odd, but if I were to have, let's say, a Marshall on this Massey, a Marshall on one of the 3000s, a Marshall on... Actually, not even one of the 3000s, a Marshall on the Zetter that's over there, a Marshall on the John Deere. All of these tractors pretty much go the same speed, so... you know, 3 tractors would get the field done very, very quickly indeed. And courseplay is now a lot easier to set up for multiple vehicles doing the same fertilizing and seeding and, you know, fieldwork course. So, how are we doing for this trailer? 99.8, that's it full again. If you're wondering how I know, it's a little feature of drive control where down at the very bottom here, there's a little green number. And that is how full the piece of equipment that is nearest to you is. So, say when I'm filling up the manure spreader, it is how full the manure spreader is. If I'm in the manure spreader and there's a percentage there, or a number there, it's how full the bucket is, I guess. That's a really nice little thing for when I want a minimal HUD. Because you might notice I don't have glance open at the moment. I don't think there's much of a need when I'm only using these 2 pieces of equipment. I could do the same thing while harvesting, but usually when I'm harvesting I like going off and doing a 3rd thing, which is usually baling or something like that, or moving some bales. And It just makes life a bit easier. Now, we do need to sell off crops and whatnot, so that'll probably be done, or have been done in streams. I haven't quite decided what this week's streams are, despite the fact that it's 10 o'clock on Tuesday evening. I was hoping to stream today, being Tuesday. Unfortunately, I didn't get up in time. If I had this video recorded by the time I would normally have streamed, or even yesterday's video recorded, which isn't recorded yet. Fun fact, I'm going to record yesterday's video tomorrow, for me. So, yesterday's video was recorded 2 days ago, this one was recorded 3 days ago. And, if you're wondering why there's 81,000 monies, it's because I found a, like, I discovered that I had a random extra manure spreader that I didn't need, because I think the side spread is much... It's a better fit for a UK farm, I'm gonna be honest. Yes, it's slow, yes, it's a bit tedious, but for a British map, it's definitely more realistic. And yes, I'm using that word more and more of late. There's something particularly realistic coming in the pipeline. I just need to find a map for it. I've been teasing it on Discord, and I think I might have spoken about it in a video already as well. But there's something that is basically farm sim as real as I can get it coming. Periodically. It's not going to be an every week kind of thing, or even every day. Yeah, it's not going to be an everyday kind of thing, and definitely not an every week kind of thing either. It'll be as and when videos get made, they'll be put up. And it could be a month between videos in the series that I've got planned. But it's going to tick a few boxes that people have been asking about. Because it is going to be realism. It is going to be roleplay. It is going to have seasons. And it is going to have every single realism mod I have installed, including BGA extension. Which means that on that map, I won't be allowed to get the BGA until I've got 240,000 pounds or euros or whatever currency I decide to use. It'll probably be pounds just for ease, because I see myself being on West Coast for quite a while. And I'm kind of judging all of this based on Tuesday's video. But it's not looking particularly promising for Upton returning full-time. I'll be honest, the views... the last time I checked at least weren't quite good enough for me to want to continue that series full time, but who knows, things might pick up. With Thursday's video, I'm going to use both videos, or I was using both videos as a test. To such an extent that literally everything I have saved on my computer regarding those two videos is called Upton Test. Now the issue with looking for a new map is that there aren't all that many maps that you guys seem to want to see. It seems to be West Coast or bust in terms of maps at the moment. Which is fine, but I'd prefer to be able to play, you know, 3, 4, 5, even 5 maps at once. Would be ideal, because then every stream could be a different map, but you guys want what you guys want, and who am I to judge? I can question it, but I can't really judge. Although one map I probably won't end up playing is Black Sheep's new one. It just... No disrespect for Black Sheep modding, I think they're great. I think he's great. It just doesn't appeal to me at all. Like, looking at the pictures and videos, I might do like a map spotlight on. I will give it a chance. You know, I'm not going to say right now, oh, I'm definitely not playing that because it doesn't appeal to me. I don't know until I open it up. There's maps that, you know, I think, oh, this looks great, and then I open it and I'm like, oh, actually, never mind, I've suddenly and drastically changed my mind because it just doesn't speak to me at all anymore, now that I'm actually in it. So Black Sheep's map could do the opposite, I don't know. But the only opinion I could really formed of it at the moment is that it looks like old streams, but bigger, and Honestly, old streams I never really agreed with that map. I did do a series and I never really agreed with it. So who knows what'll happen. And there could be another great map coming, you know, in the pipeline very soon as well. It's very hard to tell, you know, what is going to happen on the channel. Coming up around Christmas time is going to be a fun time because, from what I understand, Ventonwin and Oakfield are apparently both going to be ready very, very similar times. So I get the feeling Oxygen David and Dusty Dave will have a chat between themselves and try and work out some sort of release schedule for those maps so they don't kill each other. Or so Oakfield doesn't kill Ventonwin, because I'd like Ventonwin to do well, but you know, Oakfield is going to be the next West Coast. It's going to be the map that just everybody wants to watch, everybody wants to play. I don't blame you guys, because it looks insane, and I might well try and up my video content for that when that comes out, because that's a map that's going to suit realism quite well, isn't it? For obvious reasons. And yes, I might actually do realism in Oakfield, because in a break from normality, I do quite like realism. A lot of the stuff you see on the channel, the flipping and all, you know, that just happens. That's just me being an idiot. But a lot of the stuff is kind of an act, because I don't like the Daggerwin fanboys. They annoy me. If you do enjoy Daggerwin, don't take that statement personally, because you're probably not a fanboy. You're probably not like, oh well, Daggerwin did this 3 weeks ago, so you're never allowed to do it again. Because, you know, people do that. It's stupid. Considering the amount of, I don't want to say plagiarism, the amount of inspiration YouTubers take from other YouTubers, whether they want to admit it or not, there's very little that's actually new on YouTube anymore. And if there is something new, it's probably taken by one of the big channels within 2 weeks of it coming out, and then suddenly, oh, you're copying this bigger channel. Look at the upload date. Because I get the feeling that's going to happen to somebody I know soon. Although the little group that, you know, we have here with Landy, me, Sim, Chris, VF, and the guys. Can't remember all the names off the top of my head. If you see similar stuff cropping up on our channels, it's probably because we've been sharing ideas with each other. Like Landy shared an idea he's had with me, and I think we're both gonna have a very similar style of series coming out at some point eventually, each with our own little twists on it. I've even been talking to him, directly talking to him and saying, you know, I'll probably steal this idea and do X, Y, and Z with it. And not only is he fine with that, he's actually been helping me kind of flesh out my own spin on it. So if you see similar ideas coming out from me and Landy with little twists on it, it's because or even me and Sim or me and Chris or something, it's because we've probably spoken about it in TeamSpeak and have fleshed out each other's kind of plans to suit each other's channels. It was very hard for me to come up with a full plan for my channel, because I don't know how it's perceived by a lot of people. I know that it's, you know, the comedy channel, but I also know that when I did the Ventonwin roleplay in FS15 with the highly edited videos and the, you know, really, really good production value, and that's what I want to get back to, is that level of making videos. I just, between YouTube and trying to get my map eventually out sometime this year, or this decade, the time doesn't stack up, especially with streams in the, coming into it as well, so I'm going to be upping production value in the videos, but kind of dropping the number of videos as a direct result, because I just won't have the time to put in 8, 9, 10, 11 hours of effort every single day, and it'd burn me out, and I'd just be like, nope, I'm giving up. Goodbye. But doing it in the way that doing it like every second day will give me that time. So if you want to complain about the lack of daily videos, please remember I'm trying to actually make the channel better. And as I learn or relearn how to edit videos together and come up with little tricks for myself to use, I might be able to go to a full daily schedule with edited videos. Just don't expect it anytime soon, because it will require me to learn a whole bunch of stuff. That's why if you look at the videos on YouTube, or the channels on YouTube with the highest production values, they either have like millions and millions of subs, which means they have probably their own editor, or it's somebody who literally does nothing but work. Or, like, especially if it's daily uploads. For the people that have monthly uploads, it's probably just the one person doing it. And did I say monthly? I said weekly. I meant weekly. Weekly uploads, it's probably one person doing it. It's just they're kind of splitting their free time between that every night, 2 or 3 hours. Because I remember recording Ventonwin for FS15. The average recording time I had was 2.5, 3 hours, and then another hour or so to edit the video. So that's 4 hours per video already. And then another hour or 2 to render, another hour to upload. That's a full kind of 6-8 hour day. It's a full day of work for one video. Which some people might say, oh Dave, you're lazy. Well, yes, I'll admit that, but on a day where I'm streaming, I've already got 3-4 hours taken up by stream stuff. So that would suddenly become a 12 to 14 hour day. I do 5 streams a week, so that's 5 12 to 14 hour days a week. And then another 2 8-hour days on top. That's work, you know. If you think about it, there's no room for a day off. Which, if you got a normal 9 to 5 job, which is the 8-hour working day, you usually have 2 days a week off. YouTube, not so much. Because the 2 days that I'm not streaming, I'm usually working on videos or trying to come up with new ideas, or occasionally just taking a day to be lazy, or half a day to be lazy, and oversleeping, and then recording at 10 o'clock at night. Totally not what I did today, but at least I've got a radiator now. Because I was complaining on TeamSpeak and on Discord all week, all Monday and all of Sunday, and all of Saturday as well, I think, that I didn't have a radiator in my room and it was freezing. Now I do, and I've got it set on one of the lowest settings it's got, just to get my room to a temperature where it's not freezing cold. And I'm not wasting a whole bunch of electricity getting my room to be an oven. But just looking at the time and seeing how much we've done, I think... How much have we done, actually? Good lord, it looks like we've done a decent amount of this field. No, we have not. Okay, maybe me thinking that I could actually do this entire field was a bit of an bit ambitious. Just a skosh ambitious. I didn't guess right, is what I'm trying to say. Because I thought that all the manure from the cows and all the manure from the pigs could do this field. And it's possibly going to do about a third of the field. That giant pile of manure is about a third of this field. Which makes me sad-ish. It's not the end of the world though, because I mean, it's still a third of this field that wouldn't have been fertilized for free otherwise, and there's still how much manure or slurry is there? The pigs have 22,000 litres. It's still about 90,000 litres of slurry, plus whatever digestate is in the BGA. So, I mean, it's not the end of the world. It's going to be annoying having to tank the slurry around, but it's something that I'm going to need to do anyway, eventually. And if I can get this big field done for free and done into soybeans or something that's going to give me lots of money, then hey, free money. Apart from the whole, you have to pay for the seeds thing. Which, it's a bit of a shame that you can't turn the crop into seeds of that type. I know why you can't, because in reality you wouldn't. In reality, Monsanto owns all, and that kind of crap, and you gotta buy from the seed factories and the suppliers, because they've got suppliers, they've got to supply the suppliers with supplies, to supply the suppliers with supplies, and all that kind of stuff. But it's a bit of a shame that you can't just grow, we'll say, seed wheat or seed barley, where you can't sell it, but you can put it into a seeder, and you can sow, crop barley or crop wheat the next time round, or the next 3 times round, or the next 10 times round, and just because it'd be nice to be able to go, as unrealistic as it is, to go fully self-sufficient. I know there's the Seedmaster mod about, but that doesn't really do what I'd like it to. I think it'd be nice if you could just go 100% self-sufficient on the farm and kind of go from there. But I've just had a look at the time, and we are out of time. So I will have to leave you guys by saying I've been RainbowDave. You've been watching Farming Simulator 17 on the West Coast. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Until next time, stay safe. And that's a tiny pile of poop.